is. Hello, everybody. Well, other than the debate of whether or not it's 7:05 or 7 o'clock, we are starting our webinar tonight about tech that you can use to help with your Shaklee business. So this is distributor training. You can kick your socks off, get some notes, and make sure
Yes.
you come back to this with the recording if you have questions. All right, I'm going to be sharing my PowerPoint here.
I have to interrupt. Sorry
Oh,
about
yes, please do.
Congratulations, Oleana, for the bronze medal in weightlifting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so crazy.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
That is awesome. That is so awesome.
Rick put you on
Very
the
cool.
summit team. Facebook.
Another Shaklee powered athlete
Yeah.
we can
Right.
add to the ranks right up there, Dean Smith.
Here's hoping.
Good deal. Yeah, keep it up. Maybe get a cool sponsorship or something. All right. Here we are. Boom. All right. We are locked and loaded, ladies and gentlemen. So I was thinking a lot about what the topic was going to be tonight in relationship to my own business and what's going on. And I have some one-on-ones coming up with brand new people and some one-on-ones coming up with some people who have been around for a while. So I've been thinking really hard about how am I going to present, what I'm going to have ready to go. Oh, Shirley needs to mute out. Let me see.
She's scolding her dog.
There we go. Sorry. Like I said, it's casual. So the tools that I put together allow you to figure out what fits in what specific scenario, right? There's no one size fits all one-to-one meeting. There are so many variables that go into this thing. So to tee up your meeting, you're asking, all right, what kind of meeting is going to be appropriate for the person I'm doing? And I think that's the wrong question. We're putting the cart in front of the horse when we start thinking about the type of meeting we're doing versus the type of person we're meeting with. So make sure that you are asking the questions that are necessary to figure out what is going to be the best use of everybody's time when you get together with your new prospect or sometimes your older or former clients or those type of things you're trying to reconnect. So one of those things is the 7 magic questions. I'm going to just briefly touch on those for somebody who needs a refresher. If you are with a brand new person or if you're with a customer with a health challenge, the format is the same. The questions are a little bit different. So on the left side, if you're prospecting for the business or even business and product opportunity meeting, any of those, you're going to ask what do they do? What do they do for a living? Where do you spend most of your time? As Rick has always said, sometimes you don't want to ask a stay-at-home mom, what do you do for a living? Some will flat out say, I'm a stay-home mom. And that's where you just say that is the most fantastic job on earth and one of the hardest. So be ready for that one if you're out and about talking to people. What do you do? How long have you been doing that? What is the best part or what do you like about it? Is there anything that you don't like or is there a downside to it? Where do you see yourself down the road? Horizon goal 5 to 10 years out? What are you doing right now to get to there? And are you open to looking at options? So that is the basic format. Again, we're just going to hit these briefly, not go into real depth. But on the right-hand side, let's say we run into somebody who's got a health challenge. I will follow this same format, but I will change the questions a little bit. So I will ask, so where are you right now? How are things going for you? And they say, well, I have this condition or whatever. How long has that been going on? Is there anything that's been a positive help to you? What has not worked so far? What's your time frame to wanting to get this resolved? Most people in that scenario are like now. And then you're going, great. What are you doing right now to, get that resolution in place? And if they're clueless on which way to go, then you're going to be asking, well, are you open to looking at options? So same framework, just tweaking the questions a little bit. All right. So that should help you tee up a meeting for what type of meeting you're going to be talking about and how you're going to be getting together. So how does your prospect, your client, like to receive information? You need to find this out because some people really like a tactile catalog. Some people despise getting paper because it clutters up their life and it's bad for the environment in their mind. So we need to find these things out. Do you like to have a text or is email better? Do you like to watch videos or would you rather read an article? Do you like a podcast? Do you like paper? Do you like that physical tactile catalog? Whatever it is, let's find that out before we do the meeting so that way we become that person who's prepared for the type of information that they are most likely and willing to receive. Does your prospect or client use their phone for everything? Or are they better on a desktop? For some people, it's neither, right? Maybe they need a notepad, legal pad, whatever it may be. These are the questions that will help you decide what direction to send them. We're going to use technology on this call tonight to demonstrate how a prospect could be moved along a little bit faster, better, easier if they like text, if they like using their mobile device, however the technology is that they like to use. This is queuing them up for that. So some people like a Zoom meeting, like my son says, business on top, party on the bottom. So no one's going to see you stand up. Maybe you like the coffee shop meeting, the one-to-ones. Do a lot in those situations. Maybe it's around the kitchen table in somebody's house. Done a lot of kitchen table meetings. In fact, if you can ever get into a kitchen table meeting where you have their undivided attention, the TV is off, the family dog is put away, the kids are not running around, you have a winner. You are going to do well in that scenario around the kitchen table. I've closed probably more people around a kitchen table than anywhere else with the most volume, I would say. That is, now with the exception of maybe my webinar presentation that I do with my website, which I'll talk a little bit about that. But pick your scenario of where you want them to meet. All right, so Shaklee has two mobile apps that you can download for either Mac or Android. I'm an Android guy. You just go to the Google Play Store or Apple Play Store and download these apps. If you do not have them, get them on your device and start peeking into them. You're not going to break your phone and you're not going to shut the app down. So you start getting familiar with some of the things. I have purposely done this training to integrate myself even further into these apps. I will say right now, the Shaklee Connect app, it takes a little while to load up when you first open it on your phone. For some reason, I don't know why. It's about a 10 to 30-second pause before you're actually into it and sign in and all that. So you can stay signed in on the app, just a heads up. So make sure you have these on your phone. If you have not done that, this is your homework, is to get these on your phone, on your device. And I will show you some good ways to use them. I'm going to exit out of my PowerPoint for just a moment here. All right, and now let me break the pane here. Okay, so this little, can everyone see my desktop thing on on the right-hand side of your screen? Can you see that?
I think we're still looking at your PowerPoint.
All right, let me just adjust my share. Make sure you're seeing everything here. How's that? Better?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So on the right-hand side, you're actually looking at my phone. So I'm synced to my phone and my computer. I learned how to do this. So here's my main screen. I'm going to go into my apps that I have open right now. And you can see the two Shaklee apps. I've got Shaklee Connect, you can tell right here in the top. And I've got Shaklee Share here. Now you might be asking, so what's the difference between these two? So let's pull up the Shaklee Share app. The Shaklee Share app is specifically designed to do exactly that. It's to share Shaklee. It has all the marketing information that you could possibly want on your mobile that you don't have to create yourself. That is right there at your fingertips. I'll get into that in just a second. On the Connect app, I may have to log in because I've been out for a little while. So we're going to wait. See how it's got the delay. Bear with me. It will open. Okay. So once you log in, you are basically logging into your account with the Shaklee Connect app. So it's almost the same thing as signing into the Member Center. So right there, page one, you're going to see kind of what you see on the main screen when you go into the browser version of the Member Center. But if you scroll down, you're also going to see all the news and events, tools, product availability, business updates, the same thing you see on the desktop app. For some of you, you're like, yeah, I've seen all this before. It's no big deal. But this is one of the things I want to point out tonight is that we have the ability as ambassadors, because we have access to the Shaklee Connect app, we can run our business just about anywhere we have Wi-Fi or mobile data. So there's a lot we can do with the Shaklee Connect app being mobile. There's also support links down here at the bottom, etc. All right, so let's go back up. So let's say we're going back to our PowerPoint slide here. One of the training pieces. So I'm trying to do this with both screens open. Bear with me. Okay. Are you guys seeing my PowerPoint in its entirety here?
Yes.
Great.
Is this being taped?
Your PowerPoint.
All right. So this is the tools section. When you go to the Member Center, log in, click on My Business, go to Tools, and scroll down on the tools on, go to shaklee.tv and then go to Tools. And there are some great little links here about using some of the apps that we have access to share links and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to get into that in a moment. All right, so picture this. You have booked an appointment with a customer who is needing to get healthier. They are aware about Shaklee. They're finally at that breaking point where enough is enough. Well, I need to make some changes. We're going to get together. So let's say we have an opportunity to have a brief discussion about where we're going to meet and what we're going to be talking about. She goes, yeah, I've been hearing a lot about protein. I've been hearing a lot about these types of things. I used to use the Life Shake, these types of conversations that might happen before a meeting. You have the opportunity to share any product or video with your prospect ahead of time if they're into that sort of thing. Let's say they say, no, let's just wait until we get together. Fine. So you get together at a coffee shop, sitting down face to face. You have the opportunity to, what's the first thing we do? Ask questions, right? And then we're going to ask some more questions. And then we're going to get a little more information and ask some more questions, right? In the first 15 or 20 minutes, we want to be just really getting a good view about what they want, what they're after. Then we can start looking at the presenting piece, right? And this is what everybody wants to do first. This is what I wanted to do first. As soon as I got into that meeting, man, I had my briefcase, I had my product guide, I had my little lists, I had whatever technology. I wanted to get into it right away. And there'll be a great disservice to you and to them because you got to find out what they're all about and what they need first. So back to I'm going to get into this, which products do you use here in a moment, but back to the previous screen where we're going to be sharing information. So the Shaklee Share app allows us to have our mobile device and scroll through items that they may be interested in. And if they want to download the link, the Share Shaklee Shares app, and have that in front of them, that's totally okay. It's open source. But you can certainly do that with your phone, with your tablet, whatever technology you want to bring, and have that at your fingertips. You can also do something very cool. with the Shaklee Connect and the Shaklee Share app. So I'm going to do it from the Connect app. But so if we click on the shop tab, we can create an order for our customers based on what they are interested in, based on what the conversation was that we had. And it's not loading. Okay. So we're going to wait for my Shaklee Connect to actually load. But right here on the Shaklee Shares app is the link for the latest Shaklee catalog. So right then and there, you can either open it to peruse through at the meeting, or you can click on this link and share it right to their email or right to their phone so that they can look along with you on their device. So you can say, hey, let's go to page 35, whatever it may be. I'm not going to open it just for the sake of downloading time. But just know right on the front page of the Shaklee Share piece is the actual product catalog. Very handy to know. All right, let's see how we're doing over here. It's going to clear some apps. Let's see if that helps. There we go. Yay. No, no, come on. We're going to shop. Come on. So how is everybody doing?
Shaklee is aware of this problem.
Okay, gotcha. So I'm just going to skip to my cart. Luckily, I put one in there. So let's say my prospect is interested in Vitalizer Men. I'm going to put that in the cart on my end. And right up here, I'm going to click on share cart. And let's say that prospect wants a few other things. Let's say they want a B complex, a build protein, a CalMag, whatever that is. I'm going to put all that information into my cart. I'm going to just pick those products and put those into my cart. So those products are just sitting in my cart on my Connect app. I click on share cart. I can put in their email address here or scroll down and just copy this link and send it to them. It will send them a copy of the cart. All they have to do is put in their credit card number and press go. Done and done. Get it? What a time saver for your customers. After all those minutes of discussion at the one-to-one meeting, you can load up their cart during that whole conversation and then share that cart for them, and they can purchase it on their own time. If they want to do it right then and there and just get going, it depends on obviously what type of buyer they are. If they're an action kind of person, they're going to jump right on that right there at the table. If they need to go home and talk about it to their spouse, if they need to go home and analyze everything for the next 24 weeks, whatever it is, you can share the cart and it's just right then and there. Great tool, right? Okay. So, for those of you who still like some old school stuff, I have done something. I have updated the which products do you use list, ladies and gentlemen. Yay. So
Yay.
here's what I did. I know, right? I really did this for my own benefit because I needed it for my leads group meeting, but I'm more than happy to share. So between me and AI, actually AI did not help this time very much. It got really confused. I did create this in a Word doc, so it's now in an editable form. So that way you, down here in the lower right-hand corner, can create a QR code with your website and stick it right there with your contact information. You can also, when one of our products gets upgraded or gets changed or whatever, and we need to delete that off of the list, we can do that now without a whole lot of fanfare. And what I have been doing is converting this into a PDF which I can also send you in PDF form. It's just the problem is it'll have my information on it. But if you don't know how to create a PDF, reach out to Rick or myself. Walk you through that process. Very simple to do. But I will make sure that the which products do you use update goes into the email to Rick to distribute to everyone in the Word format. And if it's not formatting correctly, give me a shout. We'll try and figure it out. But it should send just as you see it here.
That's awesome, Scott. That'll be a
Wow,
big help for
thank you,
people.
Thanks,
Scott.
Scott.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm coming.
So-
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's talk about how we use this tool. I've used it a couple different ways. I was inspired by Ryan, who was at his leads group meeting, and he put together a membership folder. We talked about this at the last leadership meeting. He put together a membership folder of stuff to hand out to each member in the room that was present at the meeting at that time. And one of the things he included was the which products do you use sheet. It was the more outdated one. It was pretty close, but there were a few products that had changed. And I'm like, that's really smart. So I took that lead and did the same when I spoke at my leads group meeting. I made sure everybody had a copy about right in front of them as I was speaking, and went through a few of my favorite products and got some testimonials about other people's favorite products. So that way people could make a mark on a sheet and take it with them. Now at a one-to-one, I would say this could be a very powerful tool to slide across the table and say, this could be your shopping list, and sticking it on your refrigerator next to your shopping list. When you know you run out of something, look on the left-hand side of these columns and see if there's something that you already use and that there is probably a Shaklee alternative. Check it, and you can either contact me and I'll help you with the order, or you can hop online and check out all the information because it's right there in front of them. All the talk sheets and frequently asked questions and all that is right there on the website. But this little tool is pretty handy for people making a physical checklist, things that interest them in their product purchase. All right.
Times we're doing a one-on-one, the language we use is go through and check off everything you currently use in your home on the left side, and then go back through it and circle everything you know you're going to walk into a store in the next 2 or 3 weeks and buy it from yourself.
Absolutely. And I encourage people to, if you're going to pick something and do an order, put an order together that's $150 or more, right? Because they get the free account set up, they get free shipping, and they get the 15% member discount right at the beginning of their membership. So that first order applies for that discount. They can start accruing loyalty points right off the bat. So there's 4 ways to win by just hitting the $150 mark. Maybe they're 2 or 3 months out from that. Is it worth waiting for that? Probably. So whatever it is, they now have a tool to pick that out. Last piece. So on your Shaklee Connect, let me break away the screen, go back. So you have the opportunity to sponsor someone right here. Click on the business tab. And you also have the opportunity to, if you click on the little bars there, you can share your storefront link. Come on. Okay, so that's my profile. That's not what I wanted. It's just not responding. All right, sorry about that, folks, but here's my point. When you share your link to your storefront, and you can have your custom built bundles ready for people to purchase your favorites. There's another thing you can also do, and that is if you are out of state and you want to schedule a Zoom meeting, if you don't have a Zoom account, you can also use, Reddit. You can use um, there's, there's the one my son uses all the time. There's options to do video calls. Google Meet. Yeah, there's another one. Amanda knows what it is.
Discord.
Anytime Discord, thank you. So
I'm still
anytime
here. My camera is just glitching again.
yeah, no worries. When you have the opportunity to meet with a prospect, which I'm doing tomorrow with a one-to-one, the current customer, we're going over specifically protein stuff. I could send her a web a Zoom link, hyperlink that you can click on at that particular time. I just use the free account because most meetings I can do in under 30 minutes. And I try to do that. 45 minutes is what you get with a free account, or 40 minutes. So you can get a lot done in that time frame. Take them to your storefront and give them the tour through the storefront, because they're going to see their pricing, not yours. If you take them to the member center, they'll see your pricing. You want to take them to the storefront instead and do the one-to-one there. You can fill up the cart the same way you did on the Shaklee Share or Shaklee Connect app and share that with them. So you have the opportunity to do basically a one-to-one with all the products in front of them from your storefront and have the conversation where they can talk to you about whatever questions they have. And if they want to open up on their end, on their computer and peruse around, you've just given them that opportunity. Especially if they're already a member, they're going to know what to look for. All the links are shareable in your Shaklee storefront. So if you want to share a link to a specific product and create a list for them that you can just email or text them, they now have access to click on those products. All right, so lots to cover in the future from this platform, but this is kind of the simple test for everyone to get on board with some key pieces of technology that Shaklee's put together for us and learn how to use them and start using them with appointments. You will get better at them. Any questions?
Scott, I think that's an awesome review for people that are familiar, but if you're not, I want to reiterate what Scott said in the beginning. You can't break it. So just download it, open it, play with it, hunt around, click on stuff, see what's there. And once you get familiar with it, I think you'll find it's pretty simple once you see what's in there.
Well, I didn't even realize when my Shaklee Share came in, my Shaklee, what's the other one?
Connect.
Connect disappeared. So I just reinstalled it
Mm-hmm.
and it's not showing up on my screen, but I was still able to go to it. I thought it replaced, so that was information for me.
What kind of phone do you have, Sheila?
Android.
Droid? Okay, no, that's all right. If you go to your downloaded files or your apps under settings, you may be able to find it there and add it to your main screen.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do next. I found it, but it wasn't showing up on my screen after I redid it.
Gotcha. Yep. And sometimes with the sidebar screens that we have when you swipe,
Yeah.
sometimes it'll
Oh, it might
stick
be
it.
over
It
there.
might be, yeah, it might be to your right or
Mhm.
down one and to the right, depending on how many screens. My Samsung has like, I don't know, like 5 different screens. I mean, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous how much room is on this thing. But yeah, sometimes you got to just drop and drag them to the right screen that you want them to be in.
I think that's probably where it went
You bet.
tonight because it was gone. Thank you.
For sure. Yeah, you bet. I've recently learned how to use my phone to run a PowerPoint without any cables to like project screens, TV screens and stuff. That's pretty cool. And then I just learned today how to cast my screen from my phone onto my computer screen. So there's some pretty cool things we can be doing out there, right? As we start using these tools. I mean, I'm sure the phone I have in my hand right now, I'm using 10% of its capability, right? Maybe
Mhm,
12,
mhm.
It's crazy what these things can do.
Well, that's
So-
where it went to the end of the screen on a new page, and I'm happy to get it back.
You go, girl.
I know. We always think things just disappear, but they're somewhere on our device. Got to know where to look.
Well, you're amazing because you're doing the Zoom and the phone on the Zoom. You're just a whiz here.
That's what I called
Well,
the Grand Wizard when we started tonight.
we recorded it, and you'll go back and you go, well, he didn't do all that good.
I doubt that.
No, no, no.
Room for improvement.
It's a good thing you recorded it.
Yeah.
Good deal. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Ryan and
listen to it
Oleana
again.
fell asleep on this call. They're doing more than this.
They're whizzes too, so they've got you at their fingertips.
That's right. Yeah, they are quite savvy of this stuff.
Well,
All right,
Steve,
folks.
Thank you for all of that, and especially for updating the which products do you use sheet. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll get that sent out to you guys. And don't forget, next week is personal development. So stay tuned for that. I'll come up with something cool.
I'm sure you will.
Okay,
All right,
good.
thank
Good night,
you so
everybody.
much.
Thank you, Scott.
All right.
Hi,
Good night.
hi, Kathleen. Kathleen,
night.
hello.
Good night.
Bye.
Good
Good
night.
night. Bye, Sheila.
Bye.
Bye.
Laura.
Bye.
Bye, Shirley.
Bye, Laura. Hi, Kathleen. I don't know if you heard me.
Bye, Midnight. See you soon.